I didn't have the best reputation in the town of supernaturals. To them, I was either clueless or trouble, or both. "Her name is Amalie," Mia said, her face politely blank. There was a low whistle and shit could be heard from behind the closed door to the hallway. Someone was eavesdropping. Iris shook her head and flicked a hand in that direction, sending the door flying open with a small bang. There was no one there. Small vines wrapped around an invisible something, outlining two bodies. Iris smirked. "Nice try." "Oops." That was Gracia's voice. I watched as the two of them, my cousins, Kara and Gracia, appeared in the doorframe. Gracia was holding a bracelet of some type. She was a metals witch, one who specialized in creating all sorts of fancy magical gadgets. This one apparently could make people invisible. Kara, like Mia, was a cooking witch. She specialized in being covered in flour. If you wanted to sit in, you just had to ask, I told them. I hadn't known them before I'd moved to Pine Lake, but they were my cousins, new best friends, and my guide to the witching world. Mostly. They also regularly saved me from my bad habit of learning things by sticking my nose in them. "But this way we could pretend to be surprised," Kara said, as she sauntered in, sinking down on the couch next to Mia. I rolled my eyes, but I was grinning. Kara had a flair for the dramatic. "And you?" I raised my eyes at Gracia. Gracia shrugged, barely hiding a grin. "I just wanted to test a new gadget." She held it up for us to see. It was thin and silver, with a circular obsidian rock in the middle of the circuit board. "Works." "Didn't stop Kara from talking, though," I pointed out. "Nothing can do that," Iris said dryly. "Hey!" Kara poked her mother in the side. "That was mean." "And true," Mia muttered. Kara huffed and crossed her arms over her chest. "Are you a teenager?" Iris asked mildly. "I don't like any of you." Kara stood, as if she was going to dramatically flee the room. Gracia, however, walked over and pushed down on her shoulder. "We're here for support," Gracia said sternly. "Not throwing a tantrum." "I'm not." "Kara." That was Iris's stern parent voice. I recognized that from my own mother. I had been found abandoned and been adopted by Joe and Evan in Minnesota, and had stayed there my whole life until I had burned out and moved down to Arizona. Mom and Dad had died a couple years after I graduated with my master's in social work, and I missed them every day, especially this far from home. Who's Amalie? I dragged my brain back to the topic that had bothered Kara in the first place. Gossip was important. "She's one of the most powerful witches in town," Gracia said. She was sitting in one of the armchairs now, one leg crossed over the other. "So scary," I translated. "Exactly." Kara sat cross-legged on the couch. "Get your shoes off the couch." Iris swatted her knee. "You're never this mean to Amalie," Kara muttered. "She's not my daughter." Iris raised her eyebrows. "Is everything okay?" I spoke cautiously. Kara wasn't usually that, well, whiny. "She's nervous for you," Mia said.